they're wonderful filmmakers, and I wish we would see, I wish to see more of their work out here, But then I remember when we went to the screening of Ningen Shikaku, people are, understandably so, I guess. Like, to me, it was fascinating, and I thought it was a wonderful film. But people are a little bit more shameful, embarrassed, and like they didn't want to kind of talk about the movie so much. They kind of wanted to talk about something else, And I think, I don't know if you've seen Ningen Shikaku by Ninaga Mika-san, but it's very, it's shot beautifully and it's told beautifully as well. But, because I think the way, you can probably, because you've also worked on her followers TV series, Netflix series.
That was just the
for localization. You understand probably her tone better, but
yeah. Well, I think what's kind of fascinating about it though is that precisely like the movies that the Japanese indie movies, right? Like because they're not always like the equivalent of like a Japanese blockbuster, right? The movies that really do well internationally that are from Japan tend to be the ones that like maybe Japanese people don't really want to be known for, which that's kind of interesting, right?
Correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, like Hiroki, have you seen like Shion Sono's movies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah, like for instance, Why Don't You Quiet Girl is a good one.
Quiet Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
I thought very bloody, but the tone is totally different, almost opposite from Quentin Tarantino movies. That's like up tempo, like really. I feel like a very young generation one. But some Shion's movies are really dark, quiet, silent, but scary and bloody.
Yeah. No, it's they really don't hold back, right? Like he does like I think a very good job of just like going to like 120% in his movies every single time, and it's a tone, it's a style that basically nobody else in the world is doing.
Asian Racer.
Asian Racer.
Asian Racer.
I think it's
Asian Racer. Hi, and Mr. Alta Wheel. Hi.
Yeah, it's just interesting that like these people with such unique styles, right? Like Sunina Gawamika, she used to be, for instance, a former fashion photographer, and her films are always very visually striking. They have such like a strong color scheme and
AKB48 のミュージックビデオとか。
Yeah.
Which is crazy, right? It's like that she filmed a music video for AKB48, right? Which is like such a like cutesy, innocent sort of like band, right? And very then like exactly. And then just just a few years later, she films Helter Skelter, which is again like it's very visually poppy, colorful, neon colors and everything, but it tells like this insane sort of sci-fi horror story of a model who's gotten so much surgery done on her body, the only thing that's left of her is actually like her brain and her spine, and her body starts kind of
deteriorating.
Deteriorating and rotting over time. She starts losing her mind, and it's like just this amazing sort of satire on the fashion industry, on how like Japanese society views celebrities and how they just get recycled and moved over like
and that last shot, oh my god,
it's amazing. Like
it's in front of the press.
Yeah.
Jeez.
If you guys haven't seen it, highly recommend. It's very, very like heavily rated R movie, but highly recommend it.
It's controversial, but it's just tells such a it makes you think.
Yeah, it's the type of story, it's the type of storytelling, it's the type of visual look that like it just does well internationally because no one's doing it. Like it's so unique. And again, if you talk to an average Japanese person, they probably would have no idea who Ninaga Mika is.
Well, they do for fashion. Well, is how, like to me, like I don't really know like the things that are, for example, like trending in Japan, things that are, do you know what I mean? Like the modern.
Yeah, so in Japanese culture, people don't watch movie under director's name. No one cares.
It's the cast.
Only protagonist, actress and actors, and how handsome he is, how beautiful she is, and that's it. So Helter Skelter is actually became really popular because of the protagonist actress. But I think no one knows the director's name. Who is the director?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of different from, you know, the cinema movie culture between Japan and the US. Because in the US, I felt the people, even not filmmakers, the outside of filmmaking industry, but people think, actually people talk about the director or cinematography, or and of course including actors. But in Japan, I never heard.
¿Por qué? Why?
Yeah, why is that?
Why Japanese people don't care?
Or why they, I guess, why do they only focus on the actors instead of on everybody else?
Is it the media's influence, or hi, Ace Mark.
Hi, Yuki.
Hi, San.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting point. I don't know the correct, like the specific answer, but that's the culture. Maybe because of the advertisement process. You know, people.
The way it's marketed.
Yeah, like in the US, there are so many big name directors. There is a culture to focus on the filmmakers behind the camera. But in Japan, I think always Japanese media advertise only what we can see on the screen. So that's technically, it's only actors. Yeah. So no one focuses on the people behind the camera. Of course, like Koreeda Kantoku, like Shoplifters, there are only few Japanese directors, or Son Shion, but only few, and that's it. So everyone, the reason why people watch movie because of that actor and actress. Yeah, and especially beautiful and handsome. And that's it. The acting skill, people don't care.
But isn't it, to me, like, as a performer, right? As an actress, to me, I mean, I believe that it is about the orchestra. It is about teamwork. And at the end of the day, the director is the one who's leading the team. He's the one who is, he's on the, you know, like, I don't know. So that's,
I totally agree with you. From American perspective, that's totally true. But from Japanese perspective, I feel somehow like 90% of people just focus on actors. So yeah, and only a huge fan, deep fan of film, they just focus on the director or cinematographer and everyone behind the scene, behind the camera. But most of Japanese only watch actors.
I wish they focus more all around filmmakers, you know, directors, producers, you know, composers, people that are behind it, writers, you know, because if it's like today, I auditioned for, well, I can't talk in detail, you know, about it, but it's you know, TV series on camera audition, and the writing on, you know, is it plays such a, it's you know, such an important role, I think, in filmmaking, and, you know, when you're, you know, because you can make characters unlikable very quickly, you know, and you kind of have to like think, okay, well, why is it that this character is unlikable in the writing? And if you want to make this character likable, you know, what can I do, right? But if it's like wonderful writing, then you don't, like, you know, you want to enhance it, you want to help you know, character even like to make it even more colorful, or maybe it's like, you know, they're so rich that, you know, all you need to do is to really be, right?
Yeah.
And those, you know, I'm just, to me, it's such a, it's zaneng. It's unfortunate that, you know, it's.
Yeah. So that's why now I'm doing, you know, the small YouTube video series, kind of talking about each role or job behind the camera, including actors. So actors are in front of the camera. But who is the director? What's the director? What's the cinematographer? Because I feel when I work with like Japanese people who is out of film industry, they had no idea about filmmaking process. So usually they only think, okay, so maybe there is one director and the cameraman. Japanese people don't know DP, so director of photography. Japanese people don't know, so just cameraman and actor, and that's it. Even people don't think about lighting.
The lighting is so important.
Yeah.
So different with good lighting or bad lighting.
Yeah.
Sure. But unfortunately, the people don't think that. So always I start to explain what the filmmaking is, because some client offered me a job. They just think production stage. So
like a whole
they think, yeah, so only shooting. That's it. So, okay,
Right.
so we need location, we need you, director and actor, and the camera. So maybe this amount of money we need. But wait, filmmaking starts from pre-production or
Right.
development, pre-production, then shooting. That's post-production. Then post-production and distribution. So typically about 5 stages, but you are talking only one stage. So actually we need more money to, if you want to really make this one or something. I have to explain it. Then they finally understand, oh, so that means they didn't know that. So it's really difficult to let people, especially out of the filmmaking industry, understand or focus on something behind the camera. That's what I feel when I like work with Japanese people.
Right.
I would say probably like the average American is in the same vein, that like they might have some idea that like maybe you need to write something, but most people only really know about like the production part, because that's the flashy part, right? That's where you see photos of, you know, celebrities on set, and you know, you see like little snippets that pop up on YouTube or in commercials of, you know, like a guy with a camera running and as explosions happen left and right, and you know, he's making sure Tom Cruise is in the frame and everything, you know, like that's the sexy part, right? Like that's the fun, cool, exciting part of the whole process. And you know, it's a lot longer than that and a lot more tedious than that.
And those of you that are watching, you know, feel free to please check out Hiroki-san's, like he's actually talking about different stages, because this is all in English too, correct, Hiroki-san?
No, that's the language is Japanese, but there is an English subtitle, so actually everyone can understand. I hope the English user and Japanese user can understand.
Okay. The Martini talk, correct?
The Martini talk. Yeah, the reason why I put the English subtitle, because technically the number of English speaker or user is way more than Japanese users in the world. So like for example, YouTube industry. So there is a one, of course, always there is a top YouTuber in each country, I think. But in Japan, of course, most of people do YouTube in Japanese. So the biggest YouTuber in Japan, if we compare him to the biggest YouTuber in the world, that's actually American guy, Pt.3 or something. the guy, the biggest number of followers, subscribers. So the Japanese biggest YouTuber is way lower, smaller than the biggest, the world biggest YouTuber has much more followers than Japanese biggest YouTuber because of the language, I believe.